Hi. Some of you may know me in real life, and some of you may only know me online. Well, I'm here to tell you my story. Some of you may know me as the klutz. Some of you may know me as a bitch. Some of you may know me as the nice and caring girl. Some of you may know me as the bullied or the bully. Some of you may know me as the freak. I'm going to tell you my story so you understand why I do the things I do. And I need you to understand that all of that, what I'm about to say, is not a lie. And that is 100% the truth. And if you don't believe me, that's alright. All I know is that I believe myself. Because right now in life, I feel like I'm losing everyone closest to me. But here we go. My story. For as long as I can remember, I've always had my mom and my dad. My mom used to tell me when I was a little kid how she wasn't expecting such a beautiful baby girl. But once I got older, I realized that I was supposed to have a twin. I mean, I've known I've always supposed to have a twin, but I've always known inside me that I was always supposed to have a twin. But I didn't know I was actually supposed to have one. You see, as a kid, I've always had fascinations about twins. They've always seemed cool to me. I've always wanted twin girls or twin boys or a girl and a boy. Once I got older, I realized why. Because deep down inside, I think I've always known that I was supposed to have a twin. And once I learned I was supposed to, it kind of hurt me a little. Because I'm the youngest out of 4 kids. But I'm 15 now, and life is a mess. The first memory I remember as a kid is living in this house right across this field from my school. I remember walking into the house and there being the living room. You turn to your right and there'd be the kitchen. And then if you turn to your left, there'd be the hallway, the first door, my bedroom, the second door, the bathroom, and the last door, my parents' room. I don't know why, but this bedroom, I will always remember. I remember me walking right into it and just seeing my dresser there. I had no bed. My walls were made out of oak wood. I had one tiny window really close to the ceiling. And my closet door was right next to my door. And I remember having the closet door where you would just put your finger in and push it and it would open. Man, I love that door. I remember opening my closet door and there being Cabbage Patch Kids and Polly Pockets and Barbie dolls in a tub where it said Tessa's Toys. Man, I would sit in that room for hours and play with those toys or play with my imagination. I remember one time I watched the Geek Charming movie, and I don't know why, but the guy that played the Geek Charming, the geek in the movie, oh, I thought he was so cute, where I literally pretended I was in the movie and that I had a fight with the girl over him. I remember that same day, I was playing imagination. My parents got in a fight. My mom came home late the night before, all high and drunk, hungover, and my dad, jobless. No one supporting us. At the time, I thought Dad was just always home because he wanted to spend time with me and that he would go to work during school. Turns out he was just really lazy and didn't want to get a job. But this fight, I thought it was like every other fight they'd have. They'd yell at each other. Mom would walk out of the house. She'd be gone for a couple hours, come back, and it'd be fine. But little did I know this fight would change my whole life. As soon as I walked out of my bedroom to see what was going on, my mom started throwing dishes at my dad. I remember seeing a plate fly across the room in slow motion and hitting the wall. The next thing I knew, the cops were at our house, and so was my grandma. I remember looking at my dad, who was sitting on the front porch, and seeing my mom in a cop car, while I was in the backseat of my grandma's car with her and her husband at the time, and my little baby cousin. Next thing I knew, I was living with Grandma, which wasn't so bad at first. It was really fun. It was like having a play date over at Grandma's house every single day. But once I got a little bit older, and she got both of my cousins living with us too, she started treating me like I was the adult of the house, where I started cooking and cleaning, changing diapers, giving baths, tucking in people at night. As a kid, I didn't think much of it. I just thought, hey, I'm helping Grandma out. But now looking back at it, I realized she was just using me. I missed a lot of days of school because of her. One of the reasons why I got held back. I remember once one of my cousins got put in a foster home. It was just me and my little baby cousin Isaiah. And we only had a 2-bedroom house, and so our grandpa at the time made us bunk beds, made out of metal. Man, we sure loved those bunk beds. I'd sleep on the top and him at the bottom with our TV facing it, and we'd stay up watching The First 48 Hours or Criminal Minds or Lifetime, one of the movies about the mom killing or the dad killing or something. We've always been into mystery stuff. But I remember one time I got home from school and me and Isaiah were messing around on the bottom bunk, and I didn't realize I was by the metal pole. And he went behind me because I was tickling him. And I swung my arm and my knuckles hit the bar really, really hard. And I remember just immediately as I moved my hand away, feeling the pain automatically hit like that. I remember running straight to Grandma and telling her what happened, crying, tears rolling down my face, sobbing. All she did was put ice on it. Went to bed, and the next day, woke up and I couldn't move my hand that well. Went to the hospital and I got an x-ray, and it turns out I just sprained my hand. Dude, I remember loving that x-ray. I put it in my binder and took it everywhere. Everyone was so interested in what happened to my hand. I was wearing one of the things that you have to wear when you have a sprained hand or a sprained finger on my hand, and everyone was so interested in it. And then something new came up to one of the other students, and nobody wanted to see my hand or my x-ray anymore. I remember being on top of the world and then feeling like it was crashing under me. Grandma was very verbally abusive to me as a kid. Every time my mom and dad would call from jail, right after I would hang up the phone, she would tell me, they don't love you. If they loved you, they would be here. They don't care about you. If they did, they'd be here, and I wouldn't be stuck with you. If I wasn't stuck with you, my whole life would be better. But instead I have you. At the age of 7, hearing those words hurts badly. Especially coming from your grandma, because I believed them. After I moved out of Grandma's house, my mom got sober and I moved up with her. I remember feeling awkward, like I was in a new environment, like I was with a person that I hardly even knew. The mom that I knew was high and drunk all the time, and this new person that says she's my mom, I didn't know her. It felt like a completely different person. I don't know. Once I got used to it, it was fun. I didn't tell her about what Grandma said to me. How could I? I mean, just even thinking about it hurt me. So, talking about it, that would have broke me. I can't put down into words how I felt when Grandma told me that. I felt vulnerable, angry, and sad. I felt like whatever I would do wasn't good enough. Grandma used to tell me, you gotta make me proud. You're the only one that has to make me proud. Everyone else has made me proud. You're the only one who doesn't make me proud. Why don't you make me proud? You're nothing. You're gonna be just like your parents. You're gonna end up in jail just like them. I always thought I was, so I would always try to be outgoing, be nice, be kind, not be like my family. And it's hard, because the more I ran from it, the more I started to see myself become into it. It felt like a constant battle between good versus bad, logic versus emotions. I didn't know who I was fighting. If I was fighting myself, or if I was fighting Grandma. I pushed it off as it was nothing, and ignored what I was feeling, and ignored what I was thinking, because what I felt in those moments is that I did not want to be there. I wanted a completely different family. Sometimes I wish I still have a completely different family. I don't know. When I moved in with Mom, everything changed. I got used to people relying on me, and me being the caretaker, that I wasn't taking care of myself. I'd miss days of school. I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't eat. I would just sit in my room staring at the wall. I remember going to school for the first time and everyone looking at me like I was a zombie because of how dark my bags were underneath my eyes, or how pale I looked from not being out in the sun, or how skinny I looked from not eating. I remember passing by everyone in the halls, and everyone just staring at me. And I liked the attention, whether it was because I did something good, or whether I looked terrible and I wasn't doing so good. Elementary school went by so fast. I don't even remember it that well. I mean, I remember getting held back in first grade, but nothing too bit major. When I moved with Mom, I moved cities, towns, something like that. And I had to leave behind one of my boy best friends. You guys may know him as my OC Justin. I haven't talked to him in a while. We kind of just went our own separate ways. When I left, we had PE that morning, and I told him, hey, I'm moving. I remember him running from me. Yeah, we were doing a lap, but you couldn't run right beside me. I remember him stopping, looking at me, and then just running away. He went inside the building after his final lap, and I didn't talk to him for the rest of the day. It was Friday, and on Fridays we always got extra recess. I went up to one of his friends and I asked him where he was. He told me that he has gotten detention, which was weird because he never got detention on Fridays because he would hang out with me. So I just always thought he got detention to avoid me. I thought he didn't like me no more, which was stupid of me because we both had crushes on each other. Our families would pick on us because of it. I still like him. He's moved on. I remember leaving that day. I remember looking back at that school and watching him leave. And I remember shedding a tear, looking out that window and waving goodbye, and not seeing him wave back. That was the first broken friendship I had. And I remember how hard it hurt me. But little did I know that it just got worse as you grew up. Kids were mean at my new school. They didn't like me. I was always the last one to get picked, or the first one to get picked on. It felt like my days were starting to repeat themselves. I would wake up, go to school, do the same things, come home, go to bed. And it felt like it was an endless cycle. And after some time, I got used to the cycle. After 5th grade graduation, my dad and his wife took me to South Dakota. God, it was so beautiful up there. I remember loving it to death. I look back at the pictures and I look at how happy I was, and sometimes I think, was I really happy? Was I really happy? Or was I just smiling for the camera? I don't know. We moved houses after 5th grade. I didn't really have anyone that lived near me in elementary school, so when we moved into a neighborhood with a whole bunch of kids, I got excited because then I could have friends outside of school, which was nice, I guess. I remember I spent all summer with my grandma and my aunt, and I remember coming in to our new house and unpacking everything, having my cousins hang out with me in my room, and then one of my cousins went outside and I had to go find him. And the first two people I ran into were Christopher and Matthew. Yeah, they're my OCs, which I'll go in more depth of our relationship. I remember meeting them, and Matthew, God, even though he was a 4th grader and I was a 6th grader, which sounds so bad of me thinking about it now, he was so cute to me. I had the biggest crush on him in the world, and I didn't know how to act toward boys. See, me and Justin, we had a playful relationship. I chased after him, he chased after me. But Matthew, it was different. He didn't like me back. So, it was weird, because I was playful and nice and gentle, but he was just cold-hearted and mean, which should have been the first sign I saw, but I ignored it because I liked him. Now me and Christopher instantly became best friends. I remember one time I would make Christopher do stuff for me, and he would get mad at me, like, why can't you do it by yourself? And that was the first time I was told him, I was like, are you not seeing that I'm using you for my own benefits? After that, he kind of just, stopped listening to what I said, which probably was a good thing, but I remember the first time I had a crush on Chris. When I first started feeling those feelings, I thought it was weird. We were at the basketball court, and I remember looking at him in the eyes while he was talking, and I remember getting lost into his blue eyes and thinking, this can't be real. This is my best friend. Why? And then I remember him snapping me out of it and me immediately going, what? What did you say? I wasn't listening, and then him having to explain himself again. That was the first time I told Christopher I loved him. He said it back, but he thought I meant in a friend way. Just so stupid. When I finally admitted to Christopher I had feelings for him, he said he had them back, and we started dating. God, dating Christopher was amazing. I mean, he wasn't my first boyfriend, but I was his first girlfriend, so it felt like everything in the relationship was brand new. I had to teach him all this stuff. How to treat a girl, how to be nice to a girl, how to know when a girl's sad, how to know when she's mad, how to know when to leave her alone. I remember his hands all getting sweaty when we would hold hands, and I don't know why I liked it. I remember playing basketball, and me and him would do a one-on-one game, and I would let him win because he was really bad at basketball. We'd walk around everywhere. I remember kissing him for the first time. It felt like fireworks. And then stuff started getting harder in the relationship. He got picked on for dating someone that's older than him, and I got picked on for dating someone that's younger than me, which I didn't really understand at the time because there were girls in my grade dating high schoolers, and I thought, why aren't they getting picked on? But I am, which I hated. I would get called pedophile and stuff like that, while people would call me his sugar mama, and that he was only using me for his own benefits because I would take him out to eat and I would get him stuff. I remember our first fight. It was so stupid. He kept ditching me for his friends, which I understood, like, he needed to hang out with his friends, but they would come over at random times and I was hanging out with him, and he would ditch me. I remember one time, it was our anniversary, 3 months, longest relationship ever was him, and I don't think I'll ever forgive that. And I still thank him to this day, for being the best boyfriend that he could. So if you're listening to this, Chris, thank you. I love you with all my heart. And I know sometimes you were a really, really, really shitty boyfriend, but overall you were amazing, and you made me feel happy, and you made me feel good, and I thank you for that. I remember this one time on our anniversary, your friend came over from school, and it was a surprise visit, and it was me, you, Matthew, and my other friend hanging out, and you ditched us for him. I felt so sad and lonely, but hey, it's okay. I forgave you. Yeah, I know you're still hard on yourself to this day about that, but it's okay. I was your first girlfriend. You didn't know how to treat me right, and it's fine, because I know now that you've been through me, and you've been through another girl, that the next girl will be so happy to have you in her life, and that you'll always thank me, because she'll be happy about the man that you have become, because I've helped you become that man. That was our first breakup. I remember putting our pictures that I got a friend to print out, and our pictures that we took at the mall together, and the perfume we bought at the mall, and the lotion, and I remember the roses that you got me for my birthday, and the card. I put all the little stuff in a box and gave it to you. You and Matthew ripped it up and threw it away, which hurt me, because how could someone walk away from memories like that? I remember me and my friends at the time went up to the dirt hill, and they thought it was a good idea to just burn the flowers since they were already dead, but I didn't want to, so I walked away while they did that. I know you always thought that I actually burned the flowers. I never did. All I wanted to do was just throw them away. They went up there and burnt them, not me. I remember after that, it was awkward between us. And then I started catching feelings again, and I could feel you were too. So we decided to try again, which didn't work out well. We got in a fight one day. Don't remember over what, but I was leaving with Matthew's girlfriend at the time to Denver because we were best friends. And I remember us getting in a fight over something ridiculous on your porch, and you cursing me through the window and I'm cursing back at you. I remember you walking out with a can in your hand and throwing it at me. That was the first time I've ever saw you mad at me. And it scared me. Because now I get scared of you when you get mad, so I try to stay on your good side. That fight all happened because of me, and I know it did. And I'm sorry I brought it up, but I needed to. Because I know you don't like to talk about it. You don't even like me bringing it up. Where it came to the point where I just start calling it the thing. And then ending the conversation there. I remember Matthew pushing you back inside, yelling at you, screaming at you. And I remember me and his girlfriend walking away to the car and driving off. That day Matthew texted me saying Christopher got grounded and that he was really sorry for what happened. Matthew didn't really like me before all that. But that summer, me and Matthew became best friends. At first it was nice, and then it started going downhill from there. I didn't really see the red flags on the way. That same day when we were in Denver, I remember your guys' mom texting me saying you should be with Matthew instead of Christopher, and that just made my heart go. Because I did still like Matthew. And hearing your own mom say that was just like, wow. I remember coming back and me ignoring you while you're trying to forgive me. I forgave you. And if you're gonna say sorry to me, I'm gonna say I forgive you. And a million times, I'm gonna say I forgive you. Because the past is the past. After me and Matthew started being friends, it kinda was amazing at first. We'd hang out every single day until it was dark. Text all night, hang out every day for months. And then Tristan moved into the neighborhood. I don't know how you guys met Tristan, but you did. I remember you guys introducing me to him, and as soon as I met him, I felt this weird vibe. I ignored it at first, knowing that it'd probably go away, but it didn't. After Tristan moved in, I kind of started feeling left out. Matthew was being a jerk to me, and I couldn't really understand why. All the fights were coming because of Tristan. It would be me against Tristan, against Matthew, against you. So, it was me against the three of you, and I couldn't win, so I just had to say, yeah, okay. And then Matthew would guilt trip me. I remember that one time where you guys got grounded because of the whole Dirt Hill thing and the axe. I was being a bitch to Tristan. Yeah, I didn't already like him, so there was that. And for two, he just got you guys in trouble, so obviously I'm gonna be pissed. He texted Matthew's ex that day, that was my ex-best friend, and told her that I was saying stuff about her and her friends behind their backs, and that I wanted to fight her. And I remember Matthew sending... I remember Matthew sending me a screenshot of his and Tristan's conversation, saying that she wanted to fight me, and I remember being so scared. Because, yeah, she was younger than me, but I was scared of everyone. I mean, not no more, but at the time I was. I remember you and Matthew saying that if she touches me, you're going to jump in, and that you're going to handle it, and that you wouldn't let her hurt me. I miss that Matthew. God, I miss that Matthew so much. I don't know what happened. After the whole fight thing, we didn't get into a fight, because nobody was going to take the first hit, obviously. I remember seeing Tristan's disappointed face, and asking myself, why are you disappointed that we didn't fight? I kind of just blew it off. Kind of was just like, okay, that's weird. And then Tristan moved out of the neighborhood. And I thought, hey, it's going to be back to me, Christopher and Matthew, best friends forever. And then you guys would ask me to hang out the day before, and then say the day that we were supposed to hang out, right before I went outside, you guys would text me saying, I'm hanging out with Tristan. Or Tristan's coming over. Or can we hang out with Tristan? Or hey, can I hang out with Tristan? Everything revolved around him now, and I didn't know why. I let it slide a few times. Yeah, I'd get angry because I felt ditched and alone. And then it started getting to the point where I would tell Tristan stuff, and he would over-exaggerate it to you guys, where you guys would get mad at me. It felt like he wanted to get rid of me, and that he wanted to replace me, and I was trying not to let that happen, and it happened. Me and Christopher kissed one time to see if the sparks were still there, and I felt them, but he didn't, so we talked about it, and he told me to never do it again, and I was like, yeah, okay. Now, Christopher tells Matthew everything, so I obviously told Matthew, because Christopher's going to tell him anything, right? Matthew wanted to tell Tristan, and I specifically told Tristan it was a while ago. That same day, Christopher texted me calling me a lying bitch, saying that I told Tristan it was the other day, even though I told him it was a while ago. And I remember Christopher saying we can't be friends anymore, and me feeling my heart just drop to my stomach and feeling sick. I said fine, and then you tried to guilt trip me, saying, you know how you have to let some people go? Well, that's what I'm doing. And it made me feel like it was my fault. That same week, we were supposed to take Matthew camping with us. He texted me that same day that you did, saying, I don't want to go camping with you guys. Even after I told him my mom paid money to get us our own campsite so we could have 2 tents. And he texted me saying, I don't want to share a tent with you because I don't know what you'll do to me. He made it sound like I would rape him in the middle of the night. I just thought it was weird because he's know that I've been offered sex before, but I turned it down many times because I'm scared to have sex. But for him to think that I would do something to him, even though I'm scared of sex, that weirded me out. So I ended up taking a different friend, and I stopped talking to you guys. It hurt me bad. I didn't want to leave my room. I didn't want to do anything. And then once I started thinking about it, I seen all the red flags. You ditching me for Tristan. You saying mean stuff to me. Like you're a boy and you're a lesbian. You guys being dicks to me. And me taking you places like the mall or Roverland, or giving you food, or taking you out to eat, and me getting nothing in return. I bought you guys your birthday cake when your parents didn't have enough money to buy you your own cake. My birthday this year, I didn't get anything from you guys. Which, of course, I just was like, oh, they're broke, so. But I knew Matthew had money because he was helping your guys' dad work on cars. I just didn't want to believe that he wouldn't buy me anything. After I started seeing all the red flags, I started to hate you guys more and more. No matter what, I would tell myself, they're still your friends, I still love them, I would hate you. And I don't think I could ever forgive you guys for how bad you hurt me. I don't think I could ever forgive Matthew for how bad he hurt me. And Chris, if you're showing Matthew this, I don't know. He needs to understand that even though he's not here, I feel better. Yeah, I'm still hurt and I still miss him, but I don't miss the him now. I miss the old him. I miss what he was. I don't miss what he is now. I miss the before and I don't know the after. This guy that lives across the street from me now, I do not know him. That is not the guy I was best friends with. That is not the guy I called Boost Fruit. That is not the guy I called Maddie B or Mac2 or Bestie. That is not him. That is a stranger that looks like him. I want to believe that Matthew is still the old Matthew, but every time I look at him or see him, I can't. Because in my eyes, yes, he'll always be the old same Matthew. He'll always look like the old Matthew, but he won't act like it. I know I can't change the past, but I can rewrite my future, and I'm rewriting my future by not letting him bring me down. I hated myself when I was friends with you guys. I hated myself. I wanted to die. I cried every single night in my room, and now that Matthew's gone, and Tristan too, I feel a weight lifted off of my chest. I feel like I can be me. I smile more. I don't wear makeup anymore. I leave my hair down. I wear my glasses. I wear dresses. I don't think I'm fat. I smile in pictures. I don't wear filters anymore. I feel good. I don't care what people think about me. Yeah, today we confronted them because they're talking about me. And I had anxiety attack and kept gagging myself, crying my eyes out. I wanted to go up there and sock them in the face so badly, but I contained myself because I knew if I did, it would turn back on me. Because I knew if I did hit him, it would be my fault, and they wouldn't get in trouble. So I contained myself. Yeah, they made me feel useless and worthless, and that I was nothing but an item to them. But now I see that once they stop being friends with me, they're doing it to each other. And they're going to learn how fake they are to each other now. And they're going to realize that what they're doing to each other is what they were doing to me. Every time they have a fight, I want them to think of me. Every time they go and lay down in bed, I want them to think of me. I want them to see me when they close their eyes, crying my eyes out because of them. And then I want them to see me when they open their eyes, smiling, not needing them, not wanting them. but missing them. Yes, I still love Matthew with all my heart, and I always will. But I will always love the old Matthew and not the new one. The reason why I do the things I do, the reason why I want attention is because I never got it as a kid. The reason why I act childish or overprotective or act like I need to care for you is because that's what happened as a kid. I need someone to depend on me, or I feel like I'm useless. I've gotten so used to kids calling me Tessa or Mommy or Auntie Tessa, where once someone said I don't need your help, it hurt. I look in the mirror when I get up in the morning, and I look at myself and I look at my stomach. There are times where I'm like, you're still fat, but then there's times where I'm like, you're perfect, no matter how you look. All of me being more confident about myself started once I stopped being friends with you guys. And even though it broke me into a million pieces when you guys left, I picked back up the pieces and I rebuilt myself into a better version of me. And I'm glad I did. Because now I actually have friends that care about me. I actually have friends that want to hear what I have to say. I actually have friends that will not ditch me. And I want to thank you for that. Because going through the pain of you hurting me showed me how a best friend should not act and how I should have seen the red flags. And now, I know how a best friend should act. I see it all now. It's like everything was blurry, and now it's clear. Today is August 6th, 2020, at 11:30 a.m. I just need to get this out here to tell everyone why I act the way I do, and to tell everyone, hey, I've been hurt too, and I've seen the other side, and I'm still going through that dark tunnel where the blackness follows you, but on the other side of that tunnel there is light. And I know sometimes you just want the dark wants to crawl in back into the darkness and stay there forever, but you just gotta keep going, pushing through until you see the light. And when you see that light, everything becomes better. Bye.